Okay, welcome back. If you're still awake after watching that lesson, that first lesson, which started off like this and ended up looking like this big old mess, then you're ready to test out your new skills. Here we go. Are these proportions? You're going to run the three tests we learned about. We're testing to see if the horizontal side-to-side factors are the same or common. We're also testing to see, what happened there? Marker injury. If the up-down factors are also common. And then we're going to check the cross products like we did with the dogs and the bones to see if they're the same. And it's either going to be all three yes, which means yes, it's a proportion, or all three no. There's no in between. Let's prove it and find out. Okay. The hardest part is always choosing a color. First, let's go this way, which is what? Horizontal, correct. Do you know 12 divided by something is 6? Yeah, 2. And we can also test that going the other way because it should be the same number, but the inverse operation. Multiplication and division are inverse operations. So if I'm going left to right and I'm dividing, if these are proportions, I should be able to go right to left and multiply. Opposite direction, opposite inverse operation, but same number. So test number 1. This marker, I love the color, but it's just too wide of a mark. Takes up too much space. So we tested for common horizontal factor and we got 2. So that's a yes. At this point, hopefully you're guessing what else is going to happen and planning ahead. Let's go vertical as we go. 6 times something is 15. Yeah, but I think it's going to be a decimal, right? So you bust out the calculator and you go this way. You go 15 divided by 6 equals, what do you get there? Well, I sure got 2.5. And if that's true, I'm going to go you don't have to do it this way every time. But the point is that you know what inverse operations are, and you might need to divide to know what to multiply. Divide to learn what it is you're going to multiply with. And in this, of course, it's the same number. It's a common vertical factor. That one's 2.5. We don't care if it's a decimal or a fraction. We're just solving a problem. Whatever it takes, we do it. And then finally, let's test for cross products. Yeah. So, third test. 12 times 15, right there, is 144 plus 36 is 180. So complicated to get such a nice, simple answer. And 6 times 3 is what? 6 times 3, 18. And then the 3 actually represented 30. So that means 18, add that 0. Boom. So this one is a yes. This one is a yes. We did all 3 tests. They all worked. Horizontal factor was 2. That's side to side. Vertical factor was 2.5. And the cross products tested out 2. So let's go over here to this one with the big numbers. And what do you notice here? I don't know, but I'm going to go this way on my calculator, and I see that 14 times 3 is 42, and 42 divided by 3 is 14. So I see a horizontal factor of 14. Common horizontal factor, question. I've got a 14, which means if this is a proportion, I should be able to go this way and multiply by 14. But the thing is, 5 times 14 is 70. And 70 does not equal 44. So we failed there. You can guess we're going to fail everywhere, because whatever I'm multiplying 3 by to get 5, which is 1 2/3, if I multiply 42 times 1 2/3, I get 70. So 1 2/3 works on this side, but definitely not on this side, because 5 does not equal 70. Or does it? I don't know. I think it does not. Excuse me. Excuse me. Let's go cross products just for fun, because it's all fun. 3 times 44 is 132, because 120 plus 12, distributive property there. And then we're going to go 5 times 42, which is 210. Those are not equal. So no, no, no. I'm going to use my red Sharpie. No, that is not a proportion. And just like in the previous video, we know it's going to be all or nothing. So if you do one of the tests, whichever one seems easiest at the time, and it doesn't work, the whole thing's not going to work. On the other hand, if you do any one of those 3 tests and it works, then the other 2 will also work. Okay? All or nothing. So early, I'm going to have some more. Yep, that's coffee. Homebrew. Okay. Now we're ready for the third example here. At first look, it sure doesn't look like I have a common horizontal, right? 8 times 2 is 16. 8 times 3 is 24. If I count by 14s, I hit 14, 28, 42, just like we did up here. If I go top to bottom, 8 times 2 is 16. That doesn't work. 20 times 2 is 40. So the simplest one, take the easies. I say this in class frequently. Take the easies. We have 3 tests to choose from here. Right? We've got common horizontal, common vertical, and cross. So we took a quick look at horizontal, and we were thinking, nah, probably a decimal or a fraction. And then we took a quick look at vertical, and once again, nah, it's a fraction or a decimal. So let's go cross products. That seems like the easiest one here. Plus, we already know it's either going to be all or nothing. So these don't matter. If this doesn't work, or if this does work, we can assume that those would matter. Okay, so 20 times 14, does it equal 8 times 35? At this point, that's a question, not a statement. Calculator tells us that 20 times 14 is 280. And 8 times 30 is 240. And 8 times 5 is another 40. That makes 280. Now it changes from a question mark to an exclamation mark with a smiley face. So yes, cross products are the same. which means if we had to or wanted to or had a reason, we could go ahead and test for horizontal and vertical factors, and those would also work. So we get this green pen out, which a broad green stroke is good in this case because we get 3 yeses. So I'm going to highlight that instead of putting a red circle and, you know. And I'm going to circle it green. For some reason we think green means good and red means bad. So let's go with the flow there. I'm not here to change the world. But I am, one lesson at a time, and that was that. Thank you for watching, and I'm going to take a nap now. See you later. Bye.